Today we'll be discussing about identifier, keyword, data type, and operators in C programming language. We had already covered in our previous classes regarding the flowchart and algorithm and their role while giving strategy to any computer system. Today's class will be studying some of the features of C programming language like your identifier, keyword, data type, and now, while studying flowchart and pseudocode, you got to know that flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of your problem strategy, and whereas pseudocode is a language which generally used while writing the problem strategy in the form of. Now, under identifier, we'll be studying about variable and constant. These are used as a identifier. In any programming language, a variable is nothing but a container, or you can say as a storage area to hold data. Now, this container or storage area is always identified by the name of the variable. That's why the name of the variable is the indicate the storage area. Each variable should be given a unique name within the program. And this unique location storage area also have a unique location. The variable names are just the symbolic representation of a memory location. For example, if your variable name, or you can say if your identifier is Play Store, that Play Store will be the name of that location. That's why it is called as an identifier. And the value that is being stored in that location is 95. And how much space is being used, that is determined by the type of the identifier, in this case, INT. So if it is INT, the amount of space that will be allocated will be different. Float, the amount of space will be different. So depending on your requirements, you're supposed to write down the type of your identifier. The other hand, constant, it is nothing but identifier only, but the value that is going to be stored in the space that is given by the operating system, your program is constant. Like for example, if here the example that has been given here, constant double pi is equal to 3.14. Here the name of the identifier is pi, and the amount of space that will be allocated for pi is based on the double type of the identifier, and the value that is being stored is 3.14. That cannot be changed, that will always remain 3.14, and that is being denoted by using a keyword that is ns, or representing. Now for identifier, there are for giving name for the storage location that is being allocated for your program, there are certain rules that you need to. In C language, identifiers, as has been mentioned, as the names given to a variable or constant, or it can be function, which you'll study when you will be function, and user defined. These identifiers are defined against a set of rules. The rules are an identifier can only have alphanumeric characters, right? Capital A to J, 0 to 9, and underscore. First character of an identifier can only contain or like a it or capital A to or underscore. Never ever make mistakes of writing an identifier starts with some number. Identifier are also because it represents name. For example, NAME and capital NAME are two different. And C always support, not only C, every language has got some keywords which has got a specific meaning. So those keywords are never allowed to be write down. So therefore, therefore, as students, you need to remember what are the keywords that this programming language supports. Because while giving name to your identifier, you need to remember that those keywords are not being used while giving your identifier. And moreover, no special characters such as semicolon, period, white spaces, slash, or comma are permitted. Now, these are the some keywords that is supported by your C programming language. These are keywords. So just remember, you need to remember this keyword so that while creating identifier, you are not going to use of the name. Now, what is token in C? Now, token is nothing but the smallest unit in a C program. It can be your name of the identifier. It can be words. It can be operators. It can be special characters. Okay? So it is each and every word and punctuation that you come across in your C. The compiler breaks a program into the smallest possible tokens and proceeds to various stages of the compilation. Finding the tokens, listing out the tokens of a C program, first phase of not necessarily for any program. First, compiler always lists out, identifies or categorizes the token is divided into keywords, operators, string, constant, special characters, and identity. Now, what is the data type? As you have seen in your earlier presentation while creating identifier, you have seen that along with the identifier, we are because as you know, identifier specifies the storage area. Therefore, in each and every program, while while allocating or rather for allocation of storage required for the compiler, and that has been given by programmer is how much space located and going to be determined for data type. So therefore, each variable has an associated. Each data type requires different amount of memory and has some specific operations which can be performed over different data types or have different ranges up to numbers. These ranges may vary from compiler to compiler. For example, one of the data type like for your character, basic data type. It allows you to store single character and requires a single byte of memory in almost all compilers. Similarly, for int, suggest an int variable is used will allow you to teaser. Similarly, a float variable will allow you to store floating point value, single precision, and double to decimal number or numbers with floating point value with double precision. Now, this is a list of some data type, their sizes, and their form specifier as you while writing scanf statement in or C programming, or rather format specifier has to be specified while writing printf scanf statement. Need to remember this, like for example, integer size is 2 and the format specifier is character 1 size float 4 f double size is 8 byte format specifier lf short in usually 2 format specifier person hd unsigned in this 2 usually 4 give long integer at least 4 usually 8 percentage ld or percentage li long integer at least 8 is lld or lli unsigned long integer at least. Now this sizes and format specifier is for the turbo C. Yes, so as has been mentioned, compiler to compiler, there might be slide. Now, what are the operators in? Before knowing the operator, what are the operators or listing of the operators in language, now what is an operator? An operator is a symbol that tells the compiler certain mathematical or logical manipulation. Operators are used in programs to manipulate data through the use of variables. The language supports some built-in operators. The operators that is supported by C language, arithmetic operators, related logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators, and conditional operators. These are the arithmetic operators, plus which is dividing two operand minus subtract two operand or subtract second operand first, multiplication multiply two operand by numerator by denominator, then your percentage remainder of division plus decrement operator, integer value by 1 minus decrement operator 1. Next set of operators are relational operators. The output of relational operators either 1 or 0. 1 represents 2. Equal to checks if the two equal. Not equal checks if operand not equal. Greater than check if operand on the left greater than the operand on the right. Less than check operand on the left is smaller than the right operand. Greater than equal to check if left operand greater than or operand, and less than equal to check if the operand on the left smaller than or to the right. Now the logical set of operators are ampersand ampersand. This represent logic, and a ampersand is false and operation. And for that you need some bits for a as well as b, then you can perform. An example, double line, this represents or operation, and how we are right a b is true. For example, if I take a as 1 and b as 0, true false, it will be always a 1 means true, b 0 means false, means true or false is. Whereas if a is true and b is also true, then it will be true. But if a is true, b is false, then a and operator. And the third one is not, it is logical not. Suppose a is 1, not a. Example, this way we write down operator or we use this. Now another set of operations are bitwise operators. The bitwise operators perform manipulation on the data at bit level. Need to have bit for performing this. This operator also performs shifting of bits from right to left, and bitwise operators are not applied to floating point or applied to floating point or double digit. So the set of operators that will be used that are used in this category are bitwise and bitwise or bitwise exclusive or left right. Now assignment operator, under assignment operator equal example is shown. The way you can use this particular operator is reflected in my example. B plus equal to says this is equivalent to a equal to a plus b, which can also be class b. Another minus equal to equivalent to a equal to a minus b. You can also write down minus b. A star equal to b equivalent to equal to a star b. Division equal to a division b is as a equal to b. Remainder equal to as a to b. Another a new operator, new different kind of operator that was under this category is conditional. The conditional operator in C language are known by two more names. In some of the books you'll get ternary operator. In some of the books you'll get as question mark code operator. Now how to use these operators? We're supposed to have three expressions for that. One is here how we like first you see the syntax how to write this one expression one, then your question mark, then expression two colon expression. It means check if expression one is true, then what we'll do, we assign expression two in expression one, or otherwise we'll assign expression three in, like for example, if you want to check whether a number is even or odd. So in that case, first in expression one, what we'll be writing, if we consider the number is to a variable a mod 2 equal to 0. This will be part of your expression 1. Now, if this is true, okay, if your number is 4, 4 mod 2 equal to 0, if this is true, then in expression 2, we'll write even printf even in exf odd. Therefore, if the number is 4, then it will print expression 2, printf even, or if the number is 7, suppose of expression 3. So therefore, in today's class, what we had studied about the identifier in C, we had studied about the keywords which are created by C. We have also studied about the data type which is by C and the operators, various operators which are. Now, so for references is concerned, already we had mentioned also these are the three references you can follow. And if you have any doubt, you can always contact me